Never be desperate for a partner. In fact, if the person is not showing the same kind of love, if they are not reciprocating the energy, the love, the care, the tenderness that you're giving, stop. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jeng and Jem. Now, I want to give you a scenario where somebody acted so desperately and killed their chances of bagging a very good or a very potential candidate. Everyone is a potential candidate, but that person is not a potential candidate to everyone. We should agree. You are somebody's type, and you're also not somebody's type. The same way, one person could be your type, but the other person is not your type. And the moment we understand that as adults, we make peace with it, we move on just like nothing happened. There's this woman, and I'm going to use her story as an example because irrespective of whether dust is constant or not, we keep on learning every day. And it is not good to learn from your own experience. Experience is actually not the best teacher. Other people's experiences happens to be the best teacher. And therefore, I wanted to learn from the story of Millicent so that next time you're about to commit such a silly mistake, you will be very guided. Okay? You will stand guided. Millicent is 44. And the moment she started talking to the man was posted on this show, and he also developed some liking for the lady. So when the man got posted, Millicent was all over calling and all that, and she won. However, she started acting in a desperate way. And I asked myself, even before the relationship is 2 weeks old, before the relationship, because that relationship was actually 9 days old when she took her clothes and her children to that man's doorstep. How desperate can you be? You see, when you act desperate, you understand the law of supply and demand. Even when you're selling something, let's assume you've come to sell water, maybe a bottle like this of water, and you are so desperate to sell. Even if I am thirsty, I am likely to think, what makes this person so desperate? What is hidden in that water? You arouse some levels of suspicion that should not be there in the first place. So Millicent is someone who killed a very potential candidate's potential. And what can we say? We can only use her as an example because the man feels that when a woman is 44 years old, she has seen it all. She has been able to get experiences upon experiences. She has been able to encounter men. And one thing that people do not understand is that when you get a potential candidate, the best benefit you can give them is the benefit of trust. Showing them that you trust them, showing them that they are responsible. You believe that they are responsible and that they are going to carry themselves responsibly, even without your presence. And every now and then, uko wapi? Umefika wapi? Ebu piga video call. Can I see? Can I see where you are? Can you pin your location? And sometimes it is night. You see somebody calls you in the middle of the night, and in the middle of the night, somebody calls you. Hello? Can I see where you are sleeping? Can you go around the house? And the guy is like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this kind of torture. And sometimes you realize that when a man loves you, there will be signs. The same way, when a woman loves you, there will be signs. And if these signs are consistent, you don't have to push them against the wall. In fact, when you come out desperately, you are going to manipulate them in one way or another. In fact, when you learn psychology, you realize that everyone is a manipulator. The only difference is the degree of manipulation to which you take it. So everyone, including you, you are a manipulator. You are a manipulator. Except that now your degree varies to the degree of that other person. When you want something done, there is a way you can manipulate. Except that now your degree of manipulation has not gone to an extent where one can call you a sociopath, a psychopath, and the most misplaced or the most misquoted, Placed phrase is chauvinist and narcissist. But if somebody senses that they're about to be manipulated, oh, so and so is a narcissist, so and so is a narcissist. Otherwise, everyone is manipulative. Everyone tries to manipulate at whatever level. But even when you are trying to manipulate, in fact, the opposite of that manipulation is being able to balance. Okay, is being able to balance. I recommend that you read a book called The Laws of Human Nature, written by Robert Greene. Very nice book. And you understand how to work with human beings step by step. Okay, you understand that everyone wants the best for themselves. However, you need to show some level of balance, because when the other person, remember, this guy is also interested in a wife. Millicent is also interested in a husband. So instead of letting equilibrium take its effect, so that at the end of the day, you meet somewhere. You want a wife, I want a husband, we balance, we balance, we balance, and you meet somewhere. Then, for whatever reason, there will be some levels of compromise, there will be a degree of stepping down, maybe to the standard or to some level. However, if you force so much, you will regret. So we are speaking now, and Millicent feels very tortured because at the end of the day, this man blocked, then confirmed to our team that, you see, some of the evidences are brought, and you're like, no, you shouldn't have taken it that far, because 13, imagine this is the ninth day. But on the 13th day, even before 2 weeks are over, you have started sending threats. Oh, I knew you are not serious. Just because a candidate does not move with the pace you want, does not mean that the candidate is not serious. Just because you're not able to manipulate somebody to the degree that you wanted, does not mean that the person is not serious. So, ladies and gentlemen, even when you are trying to show some level of kujituma, as you may call it, some level of ambition, ambition without balance is very dangerous. You need to show some balance, some level of maturity, so that you will not be forcing somebody on the ninth day to marry you. So on the ninth day, si utajiumiza. On the ninth day, sio mtu ataona kwani huyu mtu akona kaswende, kwani huyu mtu ni mgonjwa, kwani huyu mtu anataka kuniambukiza nini? What on earth is this hurry for? You getting the point, ladies and gentlemen? So Millicent remains in the book of examples today, and I don't want you to become the next example. So when you get a candidate, when you get a potential marriage partner, stop acting desperate. You don't, if the person is sending some moderate levels of text, maybe good morning, how was your day, moderate. Stop sending paragraphs and books, comprehensions, balance. And one way to kill aura very fast is showing that person that you have actually gotten to a level that you've never been before. Showing that candidate that, you know what, you have just saved my life. Nobody wants to be Captain Savior. No. Everyone wants to feel like they are equally important. The same way you're bringing some level of importance, but when you overestimate their importance, even when you're trying to flatter them, people know that they are signing up for something very dangerous. And that is not what you want. So, ladies and gentlemen, show some balance, show some respect, show some love, balance it, some moderate level of understanding, so that at the end of the day, you will not be calling a potential candidate 9 times in a row. And the person is like, if this person has realized that I have not picked the first time and the second time, that means I am not able to pick that time. Otherwise, somebody calls you 9 times in a row, it is not an emergency. And even if it was an emergency, you can write a message. But what kind of a message is it? Ah, nilijua tu wewe ni mchezo. Kama hii ni saa ngapi? Saa 4. Chukua video. Are we together? I'll see you in the next video, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you around. Bye bye.